and it's Chapter 4. I leave the nutrition centre early, hoping to find Isabel so I can speak to her in private, but the classroom is empty when I arrive. I sit and wait, wondering what I'll say to her, trying to remember uh, when I first had to start planning our conversations in advance. Where's Isabel? Kara asks, sitting next to me. She wasn't at the gym, so I'm guessing probation. Did she get the chamber? I'm not sure. I haven't seen her at breakfast. I saw her, or I haven't seen her since breakfast. I saw her at breakfast too. I think everyone saw her at breakfast. If she's on probation, why was she eating from the fat girl buffet? Ipcac syrup. I gave her an Indian smile, putting both thumbs up like the girl in the TV ad does, for easy, predictable regurgitation. After every meal, Kara wrinkles her upturned nose while taking her e-phone from her neon yellow satchel. And my face photo? Without waiting for an answer, she extends the digicam to arm's length, pressing her head against mine, and we both smile. Our photo faces always ready. She taps twice on the mirrored tabletop and scans the digicam barcode. Upload and tag. The image develops onto my desk as well. Kara's dark blonde hair, thick eyebrows complementing my tan skin and delicate features nicely. Moving my thumb and forefinger apart on the screen, I zoom in, making the dark circles around my eyes even more obvious. Is she prettier than me? Blondes tend to rank higher, Megan being the exception, of course. I close the image. It feels like fat cells are swelling like blisters on my body, growing and growing, ready to burst. I pull at the waistband of my shirt, loathing breaking out like goosebumps across my skin. You look cute, Kara says, staring at her desktop. I don't even want to imagine how awful I must look the rest of the time, if that's what I look like when I'm cute. The others begin to arrive, throwing their bags on the ground with a clatter. I know I've gained 20 pounds since breakfast. I'm not going to eat anything for the rest of the day. I'm not going to eat anything for the rest of the week. Settle down, girls, Chastity Teresa grumbles, the black robes swamping her skinny frame as she ushers the remaining girls into the classroom. She sighs heavily. Your personal data from this morning's weigh-in has been analysed, she begins, but Chastity Ruth's voice blares over the intercom, interrupting her. Attention, all 16th years. Please note that two of your classmates are on probation. Number 727 has gained 5 pounds in the last 2 weeks and now weighs 125 pounds. 125 pounds. None of us have ever been that heavy before. Christy, sitting in the second row on the other side of the steps, blushes furiously, embarrassment bleeding into her skin. And Isabel is also on probation, Chastity Ruth finishes, the intercom breaking up into a high-pitched tinny screech. But what's her weight? I hear Megan demand at the door as it scrapes open, the old timber frame groaning loudly. Isabel, Chastity Teresa says, please take your seat, dear. She doesn't move, standing at the door, looking at us, uh, looking back at her, all of us weighing her as accurately as any body scanner. She pulls her tank down to cover her thighs and hurries in, heaving herself into a seat in the front. Liz and Jessie aim their e-phones at her, stifling snorts of laughter, and within seconds, a wave of beeps breaks out across the classroom. If you're quite finished behaving like 10th years, Chastity Teresa says, her dark skin flushing with frustration, put that away, Liz. You too, Jessie. I think they're going to ignore her until Megan shakes her head at them in a warning, and they reluctantly put their phones into their bags. Today, instead of our usual social graces instruction, the Chastity says, I'm pleased to announce that the father of the Eurozone has released a public address for final year students. At the mention of the father, the silence is instant. We haven't had a public address since his annual school visit on our design date in July, just before the holidays. Chastity Teresa taps the mirror board behind her to reveal the computer screen. Upload the digivid. I grab lip gloss from my clutch and apply it generously, inspecting myself in my desk. This is ridiculous, as the father can't even see us. The video was probably pre recorded days ago, but I'm not alone. The rest of the class are preening maniacally too, almost falling into their mirrors. The only person unmoved is Isabel, colour leaching from her cheeks as she hunches over her desk. She looks as if she wants to disappear. Quiet, girls. Chastity Teresa dims the lights. I breathe in deeply, rubbing my palms against my knees. The strobe lighting explodes and then disappears, and our faces are swallowed by the darkness. The clashing cymbals and drum roll of the Eurozone anthem rips through the room. The screen burns to life, showing the symbol of the thirds, the triquarta, three triangles woven together. The ivory of the companions, the scarlet of the concubines, the ebony of the chastity robes, separate entities but inextricably linked. The screen flashes with images. A girl, a girl, a girl, a girl. Photos of the number one ranked girls from the last 10 years rush onto the screen. One girl quickly replaced by another and another, always a newer, better version to follow. A photo of the best legs winner, long, perfectly shaped, clad in the highest of high heels. The screen on our desktop splits in two, a photo of the perfect legs to the left, a photo of our own legs appearing to the right for a respective. Uh, the voice roars from the ceiling, room for improvement. I massage my thighs violently, wanting to tear strips off them, as I feel the skin dimpling underneath my fingers. The room is inky black, and I'm glad. I'm glad. I don't want the others to see me, to see how wrong I am. The screen flashes again, the strobe lighting skewering my vision. Kate, the legendary number one from 7 years ago. So perfect she was awarded her own TV show, What Kate Did Next. Her hair is wet, slicked back from that delicate face, cheekbones popping. Her image emerges on the left of my desktop, and my face profile photo appearing alongside for easy comparison. The voice roars again, but this time it's inside me, speaking in my bones. Room for improvement, room for improvement, room for improvement. The light settles, the drum beat calming and then petering out. I peek at Isabel, the images on screen flickering on her pale, sweating face. Her head sags, causing a little pocket of fat to bulge under her chin. A shameful relief slashes through me. I'm not the only one who isn't perfect. I'm not the worst. A trumpet sounds, drawing our attention back to the main screen, and like puppets we move in unison, crossing our feet at the ankles, hands resting gently in our laps. All that exists now is his face, his sharp blue eyes peering into my soul, his mouth opening, about to speak, about to fill my empty brain with his wisdom. Good morning. His voice is strong and deep. He pauses, slicking his distinguished grey hair away from his pale face. Once again, it is time for me to give my public address to the eaves of the final year. I must impress upon you all how crucial the coming months are to your future. This is the decisive moment, the moment you have spent the last 16 years preparing for. It is time that you make a contribution to society that has created each of you, whether it be as a companion or a concubine. There is an indistinct mumble off camera. The father's forehead wrinkling with annoyance at the interruption. Or a chastity, of course. You all must play your equal part. Remember, you may be perfectly designed, but there is always room for improvement. We blink feverishly as the lamps explode with light and the main screen returns to its mirrored state. Stop that, Chastity Teresa barks at us, Squinting causes wrinkles. Jessie's hand jerks up instinctively to the skin around her eyes. She grabs a little tube from her clutch bag, squeezing pea-sized droplets of the white foam onto her fingertips, and massages it into her eyelids. His address was short, wasn't it? Lou bites her lip so hard she leaves an impression on the flesh. He didn't even mention when the inheritance would be coming. Why was it so short? The father is a busy man, the Chastity says wearily. He has more important things to do than recording lengthy sermons for your enjoyment. Lou slumps in her seat, a sheet of ebony hair covering her face. Anyway, as the father said, it is your duty to provide value for your existence, whichever third you may be assigned to. Of course, I doubt there will be many Eves with a vocation for the hallowed third of the chastities in this group. Her gaze falls upon Agnes, and her mouth softens. Well, maybe one. Agnes blushes with inexplicable pride, and Megan makes a vomiting motion. I like Aggie, but we all know becoming chastity isn't a vocation. It's just a way of dealing with any Eves for whom, for whatever reason, the men find unappealing, but who haven't done anything bad enough to warrant being sent underground. Introductions into the third of the chastities are so rare that we don't even receive instruction in school about chastity life. The chastities have their uses, of course. The school couldn't run without them, but they're not wanted like the concubines are. They're not necessary like the companions. I spend the rest of the day daydreaming, tuning out Chastity Teresa's lecture on the difference between the social graces required by the concubines and the companions. All I can see in my mind's eye is the image of my face next to Kate's, a grid forming over a photo, breaking it down, showing my inadequacies in perfect detail. The bells ringing startles me, and Cara laughs and squeezes my shoulder blades, her hands cool on my perspiring skin. Don't dawdle, Chastity Teresa says as she shepherds the other girls out, turning out the lights when she leaves. I barely, I can barely make out her outline in the row opposite me. What's going on with you, Isabel? I'm on probation. I heard. You can't keep eating at the fat girl buffet. It's making things worse. My voice is rising. If you keep gaining weight, you'll never become a companion. You won't even be good enough to become a concubine. No man likes a fat girl. We've been told this since design. Why are you getting so angry? She asks. It's not your body. I'm not angry, I say, breathing to calm myself, to control these unacceptable emotions. I'm afraid. I'm afraid for you. Afraid of what? I can't say the real words out loud, so I just say, I'm afraid they'll make you a chastity. Would that be so terrible? Don't be ridiculous. Why is it ridiculous? It sounds. She breaks off, searching for the right word. Peaceful. But we've always wanted to be companions, I wanted to say. This is what we'd wanted since our fourth year, learning how to change nappies on training, uh, on our training dolls in little mama classes. We were going to raise our sons as best friends. Don't you remember? I do, but I do not say this. If I remember and she doesn't, it seems like I care more than she does, and it would make me vulnerable. Did you go to the chamber? I asked instead. Yes, just 2 pound weights, but the humidity was crazy. What's your improvement soundtrack like? I don't have one. You got off lightly, I reply, surprised. I've only been in the chamber once after I broke my leg whenever I fell from a tree in the garden when I was 4. I gained 5 pounds, and while I ran on the treadmill, I had to listen to Fat Girls Must Not Be Obsolete, or Fat Girls Must Be Made Obsolete on a loop for 2 hours every day for 3 weeks until I was back in control. I'd assumed the chastisements became more demanding with each term. It's for your own good, I suppose. I know. How long will you have to attend for? Until my weight is acceptable. They've upped the KCL blockers as well. I thought they said it wasn't safe to do that. No choice, I guess. Her voice cracks as if she swallowed back a sob mid sentence. Is she crying? She knows we're not allowed to cry, and unlike me, Isabel has never had a problem obeying that rule. Her easy smiles, the touchstone of my childhood. I freeze, glad of the dark, so I can pretend I didn't notice. I listen to her laboured breathing, and I want to shake her. I'm so exasperated by her sudden inability to follow the rules like the rest of us. What does she want from me? Does she want me to comfort her? Am I supposed to care after months of silence? Isabel ruthlessly unknotting any ties of friendship between us. But I do care. That's the problem. Years of our shared memories are steeped in my blood. It would take leeches to suck them out. I move toward her, crouching down beside her, take her limp hand in mine. She pulls it away, rejecting me again, and my stomach clenches with hurt. But there's anger there too. Anger at my stupidity at ever having allowed someone to get close enough to have the power to hurt me. So what happened in PE? She asked, inhaling deeply. Nothing, I reply sullenly, my knees cracking as I stand up. Would better get to class. The Monday votes from the Eurozone have been counted and your rankings updated and are now available online. There is a scurry of activity as e-phones are snatched from bags and pockets to check how valuable we are this week. Megan is first again, followed by Liz and Jessie in second and third place. I scroll down until I find my face. I've dropped from 8 to 10. That's not too bad, Cara says kindly. The top 10 are still definite companions. Easy for her to say. Steady at number 4. Daria and Giselle commiserate with me, saying they are so sorry and that they hope I won't be mad uh, at my falling to 10th place as bump their rankings up. Maybe I should bribe Chastity Ann to mix Giselle's meds again, see how high she ranks with another rash of hives. Isabel's face is still missing from the ranking tables, but for some reason I can't explain. I still don't say anything to her about it. Are you all right, Isabel? I ask instead as we trudge back to the classroom for organised recreation. She nods wearily, and we fall into our familiar pit of silence. I look to where Megan is sitting, the twins, Cara, Giselle, and Daria, taking up the rest of the row. Some of the lower ranked girls are sitting on the floor, congregating at her feet like she's a deity, screaming with laughter. It used to be Isabel at the centre of everything, me by her side, made safe by her affection. Cara catches me staring. What do you think, Frida? She smiles, trying to include me. Sorry, Cara, I didn't hear what you said. I said, look, Megan cries, shoving an e-phone, blaring the Dome Dude's latest music video in Cara's face, and I'm left on the side once more. I want to go over and reclaim my position, but I feel shackled to Isabel. I look at her, slumped in the seat beside me, seemingly unconcerned by the fact that her belly is folding into fat rolls beneath her thin vest top. My skin itches with irritation at the sight. Alphabetical order, Chastity Ann orders, materializing out of thin air. It's time. We have organised recreation daily, and it's always the final class of the day. It was devised to combat female hysteria syndrome. Any hysterical, over-emotional girl behaviour is deliberately induced in a controlled environment until the urges dissipate. We need extra sessions on weekends during summer holidays, whenever we have more opportunity to infect each other. We line up and approach the desk to collect our meds from the chastity. The doors of the 2 glass boxes on either side of the desk swish open, allowing one girl at a time before disappearing into the ground. I hold my breath as the door is closed after me. What will happen if Chastity Ann programs the elevator incorrectly and it goes too far? Are you crying, number 630? No, Chastity Ruth. Good, because you know what we do to girls who break rules, don't you? We send them underground. Do you want to go underground, number 630? The elevator opens into the organised recreation space. It looks like an empty swimming pool, lined with numerous pipes snaking their way underground. 30 individual glass coffins are lined up in 5 rows, 6 in each row. I climb into the box with my design number on it, picking out in baby pink sequins. Uh, the glass door shuts, and I wait anxiously for the other boxes to fill so that we can begin. Chastity Ann nods, and I swallow my meds. Hush, hush. A shiver begins at my feet, swelling, spiraling up and down the core of my body. A beat pulses through the box, a melody throbbing in my ears, in my mind, in my heart. My spine undulates until I am boneless. A wave of rapture surges, and I am engulfed by it. I am free. I am free of all of this. My mind tears. For a second, I fall back into the room, the edges of my anxiety sharpened again. I can see the lid of the glass box. I can see the roadmap of ducts and wires crawling through the ceiling. I can see the other girls staring out with sightless eyes. The mist chokes me again, smothering me until I feel nothing, nothing at all. The bell rings and we are switched off simultaneously. The doors swing open. I climb out, my legs wobbly. My mind is wired, but lethargy is sucking at my body, the two parts of me cracking apart. The others look similarly exhausted. We half smile at each other as we shuffle back to the dorms, but we avoid conversation of any kind. I throw myself on the bed, praying for sleep, but I know it's useless. Turning on my side, I press my fingertips to the wall, watching that girl in the mirror. Her features float off her face, swimming in the air before rearranging themselves in the strangest ways. Her eyes are too big, black in her pallid skin. Her lips are bloodless, goopy bits of dried spit formed in the cracks, her jaw jutting out. The emptiness of my body is vast, wide open spaces with nothing to hold on to. I won't remember any of this tomorrow. And that's the end of chapter 4. Thank you for listening. Just a quick note to say, obviously the body image and everything that goes along with that that's portrayed in this book is not true to real life and should not be taken as a guide, people. So love yourselves most of all, because I love you too, all of you in general. Big hug, everyone, and keep at it, and I'll see you soon.